Welcome to Motive Mystery, where the wisdom of the ages meets the challenges of today. In today's feature, we delve into the fascinating life of Napoleon Bonaparte, an iconic figure in world history whose influence extends far beyond his era. Bonaparte, a military genius and the ruler of France, dramatically reshaped European politics through his military campaigns and strategic acumen. Rising from humble beginnings in Corsica, Napoleon's unprecedented ascent to power is a testament to his brilliant military mind and charismatic leadership. His reign, often marked by revolutionary reforms, left a lasting legacy in various domains including law, administration, and the arts. Napoleon was not just a conqueror but also a visionary. His establishment of the Napoleonic Code had profound implications on legal systems worldwide. Join us as we explore 30 of his most impactful quotes, revealing the depth of his thoughts and their relevance in today's world. Force cannot organize anything. In the long run, the sword is always beaten by the spirit, by which I mean the civil and religious institutions of a nation. This quote from Napoleon Bonaparte highlights his understanding of the limitations of military power and the enduring strength of societal and spiritual values. It suggests that while military force can achieve immediate results, lasting change and organization are ultimately sustained by the cultural and institutional foundations of a society. In contemporary times, this perspective remains relevant, underscoring the importance of fostering strong civic and religious institutions for sustainable development and societal resilience. I have seen in the most significant of circumstances that some little thing always decides great events. Napoleon Bonaparte's observation here reflects his recognition of the often unpredictable and seemingly minor factors that can determine the outcomes of major events. It highlights the idea that small details or decisions can have a disproportionate impact on historical and strategic developments. In contemporary strategic planning and decision-making, this emphasizes the need for attention to detail and the recognition that seemingly minor factors can significantly influence outcomes. It is astonishing what power words have over men. Napoleon Bonaparte, renowned for his strategic prowess, recognized the immense impact of words, a reflection of his era where rhetoric held great sway in leadership and politics. Bonaparte's observation highlights the transformative power of language, capable of influencing minds, shaping opinions, and even altering the course of history. In our digital and interconnected world, this principle holds true more than ever, reminding us of the responsibility that comes with our words, which can travel far and impact many. Only give them history books. Men should read nothing else. Napoleon Bonaparte, with his deep appreciation for history, believed in its paramount importance in shaping informed and strategic thinkers. This statement underscores the belief that history, with its lessons and patterns, is essential for understanding the present and preparing for the future. In our modern era, this sentiment resonates, advocating for a deeper engagement with history to better navigate our complex world and its challenges. History is a myth men want to believe. This reflection by Napoleon Bonaparte reveals his perception of history as not only a record of events, but also a narrative shaped by human desires and beliefs. It implies that history is often colored by the biases and perspectives of those who write it, making it a subjective rather than an objective chronicle. In our current age, when narratives shape much of our worldview, this quote invites us to critically evaluate historical accounts and seek diverse perspectives. From triumph to failure is only one step. Napoleon Bonaparte's experiences on the battlefield and in politics taught him the fragile nature of success and how quickly fortunes can change. This quote reflects the idea that success and failure are closely linked, and complacency and victory can quickly lead to downfall. In our lives, this serves as a reminder to remain humble and vigilant, understanding that success is not permanent and continuous effort is essential. In this life, we are either kings or pawns, emperors and fools. Bonaparte's view of life as a chess game reflects his understanding of the stark contrasts and roles individuals play in the grand scheme of society and politics. This metaphor highlights the dynamic of power and the roles we assume, either by choice or circumstance, in life's grand narrative. It reminds us of the varied paths our lives can take and encourages a deeper reflection on the roles we play and the impact of our actions. My conscience is the tribunal before which I call my conduct. Napoleon Bonaparte, known for his decisive leadership, recognized the importance of self-reflection and moral accountability in his decision-making. This quote highlights the role of personal conscience as the ultimate judge of one's actions, emphasizing integrity and ethical considerations in personal and public life. In our contemporary world, this message underscores the importance of self-accountability and upholding one's moral compass amidst external pressures and challenges. I am sometimes a fox and sometimes a lion. The whole secret of government lies in knowing when to be the one or the other. This statement from Bonaparte captures his adaptability and strategic thinking in leadership and governance. It signifies the importance of versatility and understanding the appropriate approach for different situations, being cunning like a fox or bold like a lion as needed. In a rapidly changing world, this insight encourages adaptability and the ability to discern which qualities are necessary to navigate different scenarios effectively. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly. Napoleon Bonaparte, known for his decisive leadership, recognized the importance of self-reflection and moral accountability in his decision-making. This quote highlights the role of personal conscience as the ultimate judge of one's actions, emphasizing integrity and ethical considerations in personal and public life. In our contemporary world, this message underscores the importance of self-accountability and upholding one's moral compass amidst external pressures and challenges. The principles of war are the same as those of a siege. Fire must be concentrated on one point, and as soon as the breach is made, the equilibrium is broken and the rest is nothing. This statement from Bonaparte captures his adaptability and strategic thinking in leadership and governance. It signifies the importance of versatility and understanding the appropriate approach for different situations, being cunning like a fox or bold like a lion as needed. In a rapidly changing world, this insight encourages adaptability and the ability to discern which qualities are necessary to navigate different scenarios effectively. Glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever. Napoleon Bonaparte, who experienced both the heights of glory and the depths of defeat, understood the transient nature of fame and success. This quote reflects the idea that while achievements may bring temporary acclaim, true legacy and impact are measured over a longer duration. It serves as a reminder in our present age to focus on creating lasting value rather than seeking fleeting moments of fame. Never interrupt your enemy when he is making a mistake. This tactical advice from Napoleon Bonaparte highlights his strategic acumen in warfare and politics, recognizing the value of patience and observation. It emphasizes the principle of allowing opponents to make errors without interference, potentially leading to their own downfall. In contemporary settings, this insight is applicable not just in conflict but in various aspects of life, suggesting the wisdom of strategic restraint and letting situations unfold. Society is impossible without inequality, inequality intolerable without a code of morality, and a code of morality unacceptable without religion. Napoleon Bonaparte's observation reflects his understanding of the complex layers of society, acknowledging the inevitability of inequality while stressing the need for moral and ethical guidelines. This quote suggests that societal stability relies on a balance of these elements, each supporting and justifying the other. In today's diverse and pluralistic world, this perspective encourages a nuanced understanding of societal structures and the role of moral and spiritual values in maintaining balance. There is only one thing in this world, and that is to keep acquiring money and more money, power and more power. All the rest is meaningless. This statement, attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte, encapsulates his relentless pursuit of power and wealth, underpinning his actions and ambitions. It reflects a worldview that values material success and power above all else, often characteristic of ambitious historical figures. However, in our current era, it prompts critical reflection on the importance of balancing material pursuits with ethical considerations and personal fulfillment. The Turks can be killed, but they can never be conquered. This statement from Napoleon Bonaparte reflects his respect for the resilience and fighting spirit of the Ottoman Empire during his military campaigns. It underscores the notion that some opponents, despite facing defeat, possess a spirit and tenacity that makes their complete subjugation elusive. In the broader context, this quote reminds us of the indomitable human spirit and the importance of respecting and understanding different cultures and peoples in our interconnected world. In this life, we are either kings or pawns, emperors or fools. This philosophical statement by Napoleon Bonaparte reflects his view of the world as a chess game, with individuals playing varying roles of power and influence. It highlights the stark dichotomy in societal roles and the often arbitrary nature of these distinctions. In today's context, it challenges us to think about our place in society and the roles we choose or are assigned, encouraging a deeper introspection on our actions and their impact on our lives and society. The reading of history very soon made me feel that I was capable of achieving as much as the men who are placed in the highest ranks of our annals. This reflection by Napoleon Bonaparte demonstrates how his study of history inspired him and fueled his ambition, making him believe in his potential for greatness. It suggests the power of historical narratives to inspire and instill a sense of capability and aspiration in individuals. In the modern context, it encourages us to draw lessons and motivation from history, using it as a tool to envision and work towards our own potential achievements. I did not usurp the crown. It was in the gutter and I picked it out. This bold statement from Napoleon Bonaparte reflects his perspective on his rise to power, suggesting that he filled a leadership vacuum rather than seizing power illegitimately. It portrays his self-perception as an opportunist who capitalized on the prevailing circumstances to ascend to power. This statement invites reflection on the nature of power and leadership, and how historical circumstances can create opportunities for dramatic change and the rise of influential leaders. Those who are free from common prejudices acquire others. This observation by Napoleon Bonaparte acknowledges the human tendency to form new biases, even when we overcome existing ones, highlighting our inclination to judge and categorize. It suggests that overcoming prejudice is a continuous process, requiring constant self-awareness and reflection. In our diverse and interconnected world, this quote encourages us to be vigilant about our own biases and strive for ongoing personal growth and understanding. I love power like a musician loves music. This statement from Napoleon Bonaparte reveals his deep passion for power, comparing it to a musician's love for their art. It reflects the intense dedication and emotional connection that some leaders feel towards their pursuit of influence and authority. In today's context, it invites us to consider the motives behind our ambitions and the passion that drives our pursuits, whether in leadership, creativity, or other areas of life. I am for the whites because I am white. I have no other reason, and that one is good. This controversial statement attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte reflects the racial attitudes prevalent in his time and highlights the simplistic and biased reasoning based on race. It underscores the need for critical examination of historical figures and their beliefs, especially in the context of modern values of equality and inclusivity. In our current society, this quote serves as a reminder of the ongoing challenges in combating racism and the importance of evolving beyond past prejudices. The advancement and perfection of mathematics are ultimately connected with the prosperity of the state. Napoleon Bonaparte's statement highlights his recognition of the importance of intellectual pursuits, particularly mathematics, for the development and success of a nation. It reflects the understanding that scientific and mathematical advancements contribute significantly to a nation's infrastructure, technology, and strategic capabilities. In today's context, this perspective is still relevant, underscoring the critical role of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, fields in the growth and stability of modern societies. This man Wellington is so stupid he does not know when he is beaten and goes on fighting. This quote from Napoleon Bonaparte reflects his frustration and underestimation of his adversary, the Duke of Wellington, particularly during the Battle of Waterloo. It showcases Bonaparte's tendency to dismiss his opponents, a trait that sometimes led to miscalculations in his military strategies. In a broader context, this quote serves as a reminder of the dangers of underestimating one's adversaries and the importance of respecting their capabilities. Sirs, if it were not for that one red spot, I would have conquered the world. This dramatic statement attributed to Napoleon Bonaparte is believed to refer to the British Empire, often represented by the color red on maps, as the crucial obstacle in his quest for global dominance. It symbolizes his acknowledgement of the significant challenge posed by the British and his ultimate inability to overcome this adversary. In historical and contemporary discussions, this quote highlights the impact of geopolitical factors on the ambitions of leaders and the course of history. The true conquests, the only ones that cause no regret, are those made over ignorance. This insightful statement from Napoleon Bonaparte emphasizes the value of knowledge and education as tools for genuine progress and empowerment. It reflects his belief in the transformative power of enlightenment over the human mind and society. In today's world, this quote resonates as a reminder of the ongoing importance of education and the pursuit of knowledge to overcome ignorance and prejudice. As for moral courage, it is very rare, he said, to find that kind found at 2 o'clock in the morning. That is to say, courage in the face of the unexpected. This quote from Napoleon Bonaparte highlights his perception of moral courage as a rare and valuable trait, particularly in unexpected and challenging situations. It underscores the importance of resilience and steadfastness in the face of adversity, going beyond physical bravery. In our contemporary context, this notion challenges us to cultivate inner strength and moral fortitude, especially when confronted with unforeseen challenges and decisions. Space I can recover. Time never. This pragmatic observation by Napoleon Bonaparte highlights the irreversible nature of time, contrasting it with the recoverable aspect of physical territory. It reflects his understanding of time as a valuable and non-renewable resource in both military and personal endeavors. In the modern world, this quote resonates with the importance of time management and the need to prioritize and make the most of every moment. Friends must always be treated as if one day they might be enemies. This cautious statement from Napoleon Bonaparte reflects his strategic mindset, even in personal relationships, emphasizing the potential for alliances to shift. It suggests a perspective of vigilance and preparedness in all interactions, recognizing the dynamic and sometimes unpredictable nature of human relationships. In contemporary times, this quote may encourage a balanced approach to relationships, combining trust with a realistic understanding of changing circumstances and loyalties. To have ultimate victory, you must be ruthless. This stark declaration from Napoleon Bonaparte encapsulates his philosophy of achieving success at any cost, often characterized by a relentless and uncompromising approach. It reflects the belief that in certain situations, especially in conflict or competition, mercy and leniency can be seen as weaknesses. In contemporary society, while this quote may resonate in some aspects of business or politics, it also invites reflection on the ethical implications of such an approach and the value of empathy and compassion in achieving lasting success. Appreciation for joining our journey.